Well, I made coffee for this video, but right when I went to film, this dog started barking next door and he didn't stop for like an hour. So in the meantime, I basically drank all my coffee. This is like tea with me, where I was supposed to be drinking coffee, but now I'm just twitchy and caffeinated. Hi everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm doing a part 2 of my Tea with Me synesthesia video. If you did not see part 1, I will link it down below, but when I made that video, a lot of you guys said that you would like to hear more about this. Basically, I'm talking about how I have channeled the fact that I am a synesthete into my creative process and some of the ways that I put that into creative things. That one was talking about what I have titled Mood 4, the playlists and Pinterest boards, etc. surrounding the color yellow. Today, I'm going to be talking about the color pink, or Mood 2 as I have named it. Before I jump into that, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yay, Skillshare! I've done a couple videos with Skillshare so far, and I love working with them, so I'm doing it again today. Skillshare is basically an online archive of all kinds of different classes that are all taught by pros in their field. Whatever you can be a pro in that is a skill, there's a class for it on Skillshare. Since my last video, I've been actually watching a bunch of these classes, especially the photography, filming, camera equipment ones, and it has been so helpful. I've learned a lot. I've always kind of marveled that there aren't a lot of people out there doing camera basics, DSLR basics, or photography basics in a really simple, easy to understand way. When I first started using my camera, I found it really difficult to find YouTube videos and people explaining how to use it on manual mode in a simplistic way. My all-time favorite easy to learn video about filming with a DSLR camera I found on Skillshare, and it is wonderful. I will link that one down below, but if you would like to try out Skillshare for two months free, you can get premium with my little link down in the description box. Go check it out. I also get free Skillshare when I do these sponsorships, so I'm doing it with you guys. Only the first 500 people who click the link will get the 2 months free, so make sure you go do that if you would like to learn some things. I always love learning. In general, learning is great. And Skillshare is a really fun, easy, accessible way to learn about whatever it is you would like to learn about. Be sure to click the link and then check it out. Learn some cool things. Hiya, what's up, man? Good, good. Woo, woo. So, if you did not watch the part 1, I do kind of suggest it because I'm not going to explain as much as I did in that video. I'm just going to kind of focus on this one particular color, what it means to me, and how I have channeled it into self-care and the creative process. Both things that I love. When I made that last video, I got a bunch of comments that were curious about the color pink and curious about the color blue. Now, blue is not my most favorite of colors. It's not a super positive color in general. I'm still actually working on that one because I just don't have as many associations with the color blue, and I don't really see blue for numbers and letters as much as I do other colors. So today I'm going to talk about the color pink, because pink, in addition to yellow, is one of my favorite colors. It has the most positive associations with it, so I thought that I would talk about that. Since my last video, I also did a little bit more research on being a synesthete. I just think it's interesting. It is so interesting. And one of the things that I found is that there's kind of two kinds. Either you literally see numbers and letters as a color, or you just have this really strong association with it. I actually experience both of these kinds of synesthesia, but I do think that I experience the purely associations one more. Music, sometimes I will literally see colors while I'm listening to music, everything kind of has a film over it if I'm listening to music that is one specific color. The color green is like that for me. It's really powerful if I listen to music that is green to me. But then other times it's just this really strong sense that something is a color, when in actuality there's no color, it's not actually that color. For example, when I say that my friends and my family, the people I'm really close to, that I have colors for them, I don't literally see them as that color. It's just like this very strong sense that they are this color to me. I'm not sure if that made sense, but I just thought that I would put that in there. So let's move on. Mood 2 is what I have labeled the associations that I have for the color pink and the storyline that I have kind of written / was there because I associate it with pink to go along with it. This one actually represents a really big part of my personality. I think that my color associations and these boards that I've created and music playlists, etc., they each kind of represent a part of my personality or a storyline that has to do with me. It's all very personal. And I think Mood 2 / the color pink is one of the biggest ones. It's the part of my personality that is the most apparent when you first meet me. If I had to choose a word, I would say it is gentleness. It's like love of all kinds, but only in the purest, happiest, simplest of forms. This board on Pinterest and this playlist, it is multiple colors. Pretty much any pastel color can make its way into that association, but it is definitely the majority pink, and I think when you look at the Pinterest board, you'll see that. The story that I've kind of linked to go along with this pink association is the idea of staying soft. I have always genuinely just really liked girly things. I love wearing dresses and high heels. I love pink. I love like lip gloss and like highlighter and all the like stereotypical girly things. But I think for a long time when I was younger, I really like fought that part of me, probably because I thought that there was something about it that was like not strong, as if you can't be soft and strong at the same time. So these really pastel soft colors are kind of a reminder to me what I learned when I got older, which is just to embrace that side of myself, like to love the part of me that genuinely likes when people call me a fairy or a Disney princess. All the music on this playlist, the color pink, the Pinterest board that I've created, I often look back at them as a reminder to myself to just embrace that part of me because it is natural and I like pretty things. I like aesthetic things. So for that reason, it's a really positive color because I've like linked that story to it of learning to love a part of myself. Any pastel color pretty much I associate with staying soft no matter what happens to you, or like having crushes and like being kind of fearless and enjoying fun, light-hearted, not super deep things in life. I made a list of like random things that kind of go along with this general aesthetic. These are some of them. The fact that I need hugs on a daily basis to remain sane and function in a normal way. Cherry blossoms, lavender, milk tea, Sailor Moon, cats in general, clouds, lovey-doveyness, Paris, the city, pastel hair colors, ballet, peaches, strawberries, and tea, not coffee, which I probably should have been drinking tea for that reason, but I was tired, so. When I was looking at the playlist that I made for the color pink and these like pastel kind of colors, I do think that a lot of these songs are love songs, but they're rather like lighthearted. None of them are like, let me be deep in my feelings, or like breakup songs or anything like that. Almost more like crush songs than like deep love songs. I don't know. I think pink is a really lighthearted, shallow color to me in the most positive sense. Like as someone who feels things really deeply, I often need the reminder to not always function on that level and just like kind of be more lighthearted about things. I picked a couple artists that in general I tend to see their music as pink. The first one is Ariana Grande. Whenever I listen to the whole album Sweetener, a lot of those songs to me are really pink. And actually yellow as well. Her songs are very colorful to me, which is really interesting, how some artists can like be more colorful than others. Another one is the K-pop group Astro. Their music in general is like this aesthetic. Like their music in general is kind of my aesthetic, but this specific like pastel, cutesy, I don't know, living in a garden somewhere, their music really reminds me of that. Also, their most recent music video was this, what I'm talking about, this aesthetic, this color association, like to a T. It's perfect. I love it. And then the last one is the female artist IU, who is actually one of my favorite artists. a lot of her music, especially the album. The song palette and the whole album palette, a lot of that music I put on this playlist, or wanted to put on this playlist. I try to limit like how many of the same artist I put on one color association playlist. Should we play a couple of the songs? I was listening through this playlist while I was like writing up my notes for this video, and it was so nice. It just like makes me really happy to listen to this playlist.
I saw you on a Sunday in a cafe. All you did was look my way. And my heart started to race. Everybody wanna steal my girl.
I actually listen to this playlist and look at this Pinterest board a lot when I need inspiration. Because I think pink is such a positive color for me, it is often really, really inspiring to me, or even just like helps improve my mood. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned that there's a form of self-care that goes along with like this creativity kind of color association stuff, and I think that's because certain colors that are very positive for me can actually have a positive impact on my mood. That's another reason that I labeled all of these color associations mood and then a number, because it helps me get into that mood if I look at those things. It just reminds me of like the idea of staying open and being open to love, being open to kindness, not to like self-protect too much and miss out on things. I would really love to write an entire poetry collection surrounding just this one color, so I don't know, maybe someday I'll do that. So that is pretty much it for Mood 2 summed up. Again, I'll link the Pinterest board. No, I will link the Pinterest board and the playlist down below if you want to check it out and see what I've been rambling about this whole time. I've been wanting to talk more about synesthesia in general because recently I've really been channeling it into my creative process. It's been something that I like rely on, and these Pinterest boards and these playlists that I pretty much just created for fun, just as a way to like express my color association stuff, they've really been inspiring to me. So I'm not going to give too much specifics on that until I do a poetry book update. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to check out Skillshare down below if you want to get the 2 months free. Basically, Skillshare is a great tool to have the like practical tools to put this kind of like abstract creative stuff into practice. Like if you want to learn to take pictures and you want to learn to edit things and you want to learn to do all that stuff, it'll help you do that. Feel free to chat with me down in the comments about synesthesia or color associations or writing or the creative process, anything that has to do with that. I'd love to talk with you guys about it, so comment down below. I hope you have a lovely day or night or afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and I will see you in my next video.